राष्ट्रवादी काँग्रेस पक्षाचा अध्यक्षपद आपणच ठेवावं. बाकी जे काही तुम्ही सगळे निर्णय घेता आज आम्ही पत्र घेऊन ऑडिओ जाईल ना माझे पत्र आपण हा निर्णय परत घ्यावा आणि राज्यातील भूमिकाच्या दलिताच्या आजच्या परिस्थितीत गणेश अध्यक्ष झाले
सगळे तरुण इथं 3 दिवसापासून आहोत आणि आम्ही सगळे साहेब आज जे महबूब शेख दिसतोय सक्षला तुम्ही सगळ्यांना समान संधी दिली. दलित असतील, वंचित असतील, शोषित असतील या सर्वांना तुम्ही संधी दिली. त्यामुळे साहेब या सगळ्यांची भावना आहे, या सगळ्या शोषित घटकातील तरुणांची भावना आहे. या महाराष्ट्राला आणि या देशाला जर कोण आजच्या घडीला वाचवू शकतं सामाजिक, शैक्षणिक, राजकीय तर ते द वन अँड ओनली द टायगर ऑफ महाराष्ट्र.
पक्षालाच नाही आणि ह्या इतिहासामध्ये त्याची नोंद होईल. असा चुकीचा इतिहास नोंदवला जाऊ नये सर्वांनी विधानसभेच्या 2024च्या निवडणुका आणि त्यानंतर येणारा आपला जो राज्यसभेचा तिथपर्यंत आपण अध्यक्ष राहावे आणि त्या बदल्यात कार्याध्यक्ष आपल्या अंतर नेमावा. जर आपल्याला फिरता नाही आला संपूर्ण महाराष्ट्रातील देशात तो कार्याध्यक्ष फिरेल आणि अध्यक्ष आपणच राहावं. त्या 3 वर्षाच्या काळामध्ये कार्याध्यक्ष जो तो संपूर्णपणे तयार होईल आणि त्याला सगळे लोक ऍक्सेप्ट करतील. आपण त्या ठिकाणी आम्हाला विनंती आहे की काळामध्ये आम्हाला आणि महाराष्ट्राला या येणाऱ्या संकटापासून वाचवा अशा प्रमाणे अभी नहीं तो कभी
बाबू भाई को देना, बाबू हे पकडना बहुत दूर है.
बाहेर आहे का? अरे
एकंदर जितकी विचार या ठिकाणी व्यक्त होते कालही व्यक्त झाली. तुम्हाला बघितल्यानंतर माझं लक्षात आलं की तुम्ही काय फक्त मुंबईचं आला असं नाही,
संपूर्ण महाराष्ट्र
महाराष्ट्राच्या अनेक जिल्ह्यात आलेला आणि तुम्ही तुमच्या काही भूमिकेच्यासाठी अत्यंत अभिनंदन.
संदीप तेरा मोबाईल पिक्चर
जो काही निर्णय मी घेतला तो पक्षाच्या भवितव्याच्यासाठी घेतला. उद्याचं पक्षाचं काम कसं चालावं आणि आम्ही लोक जोपर्यंत भक्कम झाला त्यांच्या मागं त्यामधून नवीन नेतृत्व हे शक्तिशाली करावं हा त्याच्या पाठीमागचा हेतू होता. ही गोष्ट खरी आहे की असे निर्णय घेताना सहकार्यांच्यावर विचार निर्णय करण्याची आवश्यकता असते. मी त्याचा विचार केला पण मला एक खात्री होती की मी तुम्हाला लोकांशी चर्चा केली असती तर तुम्ही मला कधी होय म्हणणार नसता.
साहेब पण विनंती सर.
साहेब आपण करू ना साहेब
आणि त्यामुळे तुम्हाला विश्वासात घेऊन निर्णय घ्यायची आवश्यकता होती की त्यावेळेला माझ्याकडे घेतली गेली नाही. पण त्याचा हेतू काय होता हा मी तुम्हाला सांगितला. आता हा जो निर्णय घेतला आहे त्याच्यासाठी महाराष्ट्राच्या बाहेरनं सुद्धा अनेक तुमचे सहकारी या ठिकाणी आले. माझ्याशी उद्या त्यांना बोलायचं आहे. माझी त्यांची बैठक उद्या संध्याकाळपर्यंत होईल आणि ती झाल्याच्या नंतर जे काही तुम्हा सगळ्यांची भावना आहे ती नजरेसमोर ठेवून बाहेरून आलेल्या सहकार्यांना विश्वासात घेऊन अंतिम निर्णय हा येत्या 1 ते 2 दिवसामध्ये करण्याची भूमिका घेऊ. पण ती घेत असताना कार्यकर्त्याच्या मनाची जी भावना आहे ती दुर्लक्षित केली जाणार नाही एवढंच या ठिकाणी आता सांगतो. 2 दिवसाच्या नंतर तुम्हाला असं बसावं लागणार नाही एवढी
So there we saw NCP strongman who's resigned from his post, of course, as chief of NCP, Sharad Pawar, addressing the cadre and taking the conversation further. Lots of attempts were made to coerce him to rethink his decision, but Sharad Pawar was very, very adamant that it is time to say the final goodbye. What we are hearing is apparently that the committee that he has formed shall meet tomorrow, and there could also be a press conference tomorrow. We shall wait for the latest on that. But in the studio, my colleague Brijesh Pandey, who keeps a very keen eye on the politics of Maharashtra. Brijesh, tell me something. It's very clear that it's going to be either Supriya or Ajit Pawar, right?
Well, yes.
The buck will stop there.
Yeah, I think, Sharad Pawar has decided that the time has come, and also if you go back the way, NCP has been functioning in the last couple of months, there have been always every other day a rumor of how
Yes.
Ajit Pawar has support of 30 MLAs, 40 MLAs, he's on the verge of breaking NCP. Sharad Pawar has also realized that, he cannot stay on this post forever. and it would be prudent on his part to do this bifurcation or division of who gets what in front of his own eyes, till he has the power, he has the capacity, physical, mental, both, that he can oversee this transfer of power without much bickering. And this is exactly what he has done. And this is the reason, why he's sticking to his guns, staying firm on his decision that he's quit and he's not going to come back. What our sources have told us is Supriya Sule will be the Delhi face of NCP, and Ajit Pawar will get the reins of NCP in the state of Maharashtra. Now it works wonders for both of them. Ajit Pawar, given his personality, given his straight speak persona, is not very comfortable in Delhi. He doesn't know how to go about it the Delhi way, if I may say so, or the Khan Market way, the much bandied way. But Supriya Sule fits it like duck to water as far as the the working of Delhi is concerned.
Right.
So there's a neat division that has been done by Sharad Pawar.
पिछले 3 दिनों से हम आंदोलन कर रहे हैं और हमारी भावनाओं को विचार में लिया जाएगा। आप सभी कार्यकर्ताओं से मैंने पूछना चाहिए था, मगर मैंने पूछा नहीं। अगर पूछता तो आप निर्णय नहीं लेने देते, मगर नया नेतृत्व आगे लाने के लिए मैंने निर्णय लिया था। मगर देश के सभी भागों से लोग उनको मिलने आ रहे हैं और वो सभी भागों के लोगों की भी उनको विनती है कि आप ये निर्णय वापस लो और ये हम सबके कार्यकर्ताओं के भावना का विचार कर आने वाले 2 दिन में पवार साहब निर्णय लेंगे, ऐसा उन्होंने सूचित किया है। उसको भी ध्यान में रखा जाएगा। हमारा मांग का सोच विचार किया जाएगा और उसको मद्देनजर रखते हुए निर्णय लिया जाएगा।
So for those who've just joined us, Sharad Pawar addressed the cadre, but then he said that he's not going to really rethink or go back on his decision to resign, but he shall get back to the cadre in 2 days and perhaps speak about the forward movement, as it were. Brijesh, the thing is that Indian politics over the years has evolved. You've seen it evolve, from single party, coalition, etc., etc. But this kind of an influence is something which is very rare, don't you think? I mean, he's resigned, and after that, the attempts to coerce him to stay on in his position is something which actually reminds you of vintage politics in India.
Well, yes, Sudha. See, the point is that, whenever you come across a powerful regional chieftain, if you remember, when Mulayam Singh Yadav tried to pass on his legacy to Akhilesh Yadav or, any party in South, this happens. And the smarter ones are those, who, when they are in power, decides who's going to get what. That ensures smooth succession. It's a bloody affair, but only for 1 week or 15 days at max. But post that, everybody reconciles to that division. I think the smart thing which Pawar has done is that he has gone he has gone and divided the party between Ajit Pawar as well as Supriya Sule, and he has also factored in the strong suits of both Supriya Sule and Ajit Pawar, and this is reflecting in the decision which he has made. I think there was what we have been given to understand yesterday, that there will be a press conference tomorrow at 11. By what he has said, that a final decision can be taken in 2 days. He has said basically to his cadres that you don't have to sit outside YB Chavan's office within 2 days. So it's very clear that either by tomorrow or max by day after tomorrow, we'll get to know who gets what as far as NCP cake is concerned.
But then how does, for those who've just joined us, considering that Sharad Pawar was being coerced by his cadres, but he said that I shall defer this decision by 2 days. Just for the benefit of the viewers, just tell me that, first of all, he decided to resign. Of course, there is old age. He's also been ailing. He's been a Maharashtra strongman for decades and decades. But apart from that, it was also to avoid a split, as it were. It was also to avoid a disturbing of the apple cart, Brijesh Pandey.
Well, absolutely. See, the thing is that Sharad Pawar is an undisputed supremo of NCP. And going by his kind of stranglehold over the politics of Maharashtra and otherwise, Ajit Pawar could not do much. But Ajit Pawar, after Sharad Pawar, was is the most powerful leader as far as the state of Maharashtra and NCP is concerned. And, there's a limit to which you can wait in the wings to get your chance. And this was the reason why, if you remember, Ajit Pawar went in, joined hands with Devendra Fadnavis, where he was, appointed as the Deputy Chief Minister of Maharashtra, though it didn't turn out the way he wanted due to, Sharad Pawar. But Sharad Pawar of late has also realized that, that the real power now rests with Ajit Pawar. For Supriya Sule to win Baramati, it doesn't work on Supriya Sule's magic. It works on the magic of Sahib, which is Sharad Pawar, and the muscle of Ajit Pawar. And everybody knows that, after Sharad Pawar, post Sharad Pawar, politics of NCP will only and only revolve around Ajit Pawar and not Supriya Sule.
Which is, Kartikeya, I guess, to a great extent taking forward the tradition, as it were. Earlier it was revolving around Sharad Pawar, and now what Brijesh says, that it's very clear that Supriya will take care of, Delhi, whereas Ajit Pawar will take care of Maharashtra. In a way, very smart move, because power then is within the walls of the palace.
Sudha, people forget that Supriya was not at Pawar Saab's side since beginning. Supriya was married. She spent a considerable time outside this country. I think she spent time in Singapore. The relocation took place probably after UPA came to power. That's one. It was Ajit Pawar who struggled with Sharad Pawar when he split the party. Sharad Pawar had split Congress twice, when he had to dethrone Yashwantrao Chavan and became the chief minister, and the second time when he was the leader of opposition and felt that he could be the other Congress, thinking that Sonia has no future, and Vajpayee ji came with more seats in 1999. So his dream was actually not shattered by Sonia, but by the charisma of Atal Bihari Vajpayee. Saying that, so in that struggle, when he took the wrong decisions, it was Ajit Pawar which was supporting him. And we forget right now, because generally we get completely lost by the so-called Modi era. For 15 years NCP and Congress were in power. True. And all those 15 years it was Ajit Pawar which was helping him expand parties outside Western Maharashtra. Even today we can be critical of NCP and say that it's around Western Maharashtra. It's not in Vidarbha, it's not in Konkan, it's not in tribal areas. But it was Ajit Pawar. Supriya came back pretty late. And if you remember, Brijesh, I started covering Parliament in 2002. I very firmly, clearly remember, even when Supriya was sent to Rajya Sabha and then she contested subsequently Lok Sabha, Supriya was doing Delhi's political circuit. I'm not trying to make light of Supriya's profile, but there used to be a common joke, अगर कोई गाड़ी पार्लियामेंट भर के जा रही है, अच्छा जी सुप्रिया जी के यहाँ कुछ लंच एंड डिनर हो रहा होगा, and it was pure दिल्ली दरबार पॉलिटिकल नेटवर्किंग, कुछ बीजेपी के, कुछ कांग्रेस के, कुछ बाकी सब लोग
नेक्स्ट जेन लीडर्स ऑफ दिस पार्टी.
हाँ बिल्कुल, एब्सोल्युटली. सडनली दोस लीडर्स केम, मिलिंद, जितिन, they would just go out. So she was doing that sort of politics. She was not into like staying in Baramati. She was not into creating, ground programs or dealing with workers. You must have been to Sharad Pawar's annual lunches. They have ceased. In those annual lunches, you wouldn't find Ajit Pawar. Those are organized by Supriya, and Praful would be there like a father figure. And then Sharad Pawar would join in. Ajit is the guy of Maharashtra. He's the guy of Maharashtra.
He's the son of the soil. Salt of the earth, as it were. But Kartikeya, do you also think, and I'm not talking about filial bonding here, father, daughter, nephew, uncle, no. But don't you think that Ajit Pawar, if you compare with Supriya Sule, she may have the finesse and she's genteel and all that, but he has more of a hold on how politics works in Maharashtra, clear.
Not only that, I think, if you recall the 4 hours drama which took place in Mumbai, there was genuine affection by Pratibha Tai when she would speak to Ajit Pawar. If you recall those 4 hours, she would constantly touching him.
There was also, if you remember, when he went away, the first person he got in touch was Pratibha Tai and nobody else.
Tai. She played in Pratibha Tai. Actually, people don't understand that there is a woman behind a man's success, but it's a very parochial way of putting it. But what the point I'm trying to make is that Pratibha Tai is politically savvy. She is not in politics, but she understands the political relationships. She broke the ice with Ajit Pawar, and even if you look at the body dynamic, Praful Patel was standing, Supriya Sule was not in the frame. It was Sharad Pawar, Pratibha Tai and Ajit. They were in the frame. Sharad Pawar was stoic, but Pratibha Tai was peak. So there's genuine affection. So it's not as if he only succeeds because he's a powerful leader. Even Pratibha Tai is in favor. There are dynamics in his favor. That's one.
Yeah.
And which is not surprising because Sharada Bai, that is Sharad Pawar's mother, he learnt most of his political ropes
but there's
sitting in her
also-
lap.
but there's also-
this is legendary. 11 children, and out of that, I mean, you were talking about how the women, well, women of Maharashtra, you have Sharad Pawar's mother who had to manage a big, family, but all the political, how you do meetings, go out, Sharad Pawar learnt at her
But so the fact is also that, nowhere in the conversation this message should go out that, Ajit Pawar has cut a sorry figure. I think the reason why this division of power has happened is that because Sharad Pawar also knows that post Sharad Pawar, Ajit Pawar is to NCP what Sharad Pawar right now is to NCP. And he's sending Supriya to Delhi not for NCP is a national party which is going to turn around the political history of this country, but that suits Supriya Sule's temperament. Supriya Sule is not cut out for the
rough and tumble,
of politics in Maharashtra. That aspect is dealt by Ajit Pawar. As we were discussing before, like Ajit Pawar is tailor-made for that. Supriya Sule is tailor-made for that. Both know their limitation, and that is why this bifurcation, if it happens, and with Sharad Pawar, you can never be 100% sure.
Right.
But I think if he sticks to his decision to quit, I think this is a perfect division of power that could have been done.
Kartikeya, we were discussing before you joined this conversation about this is legendary kind of Indian politics unfolding where there are emotional scenes, 3 days gone, but they are still saying stay back, stay back. Sharad Pawar has just said apparently that meri umr ho gayi hai, I am now an old man, I have to go, make way. I just want to ask you that, do you think that there could be a mini revolt or a mini coup, or you think once tomorrow or day after when he comes and he anoints whoever the successor is, then it is curtains. That's it.
I think there will be a bit of a problem, but I would say Ajit Pawar is not Rahul Gandhi. I'll give you an analogy. Both Mr. Pawar and Sonia Gandhi, they are part of a larger Congress parivar. So even the politics of the NCP somehow mimics the Congress party. Sonia, during her lifetime, wanted to retire and make Rahul Gandhi the president, the custodian of the Congress party. That experiment failed because people would say that Ahmed Bhai and other people were opposed to Rahul. That was not the case. Rahul Gandhi had a different view of these old leaders and he wanted to do things differently. For Ajit Pawar, I would say that Ajit Pawar has a sizable support within the legislative party. That is one. And secondly, in last 10 years, when Mr. Pawar has not been keeping well, it's only Ajit Pawar who is doing the work. Mr. Pawar is working on the emotional quotient. Like when the last assembly election took place, what was the most iconic photograph? Of an old man standing in the rain and completing his circuit, which is today's number of rallies. Those sort of things were only evoked by Rahul Gandhi briefly in Bharat Jodo Yatra, but that was not electoral. So Ajit Pawar has got control of certain organizational mechanism which Rahul did not have. So the reason why I'm saying this is that there are two leaders who in a short span of time he wants to retire, she has almost retired, but they wanted to create succession within their lifetime. What makes this unique for Mr. Pawar is he is the regional leader to be doing so. Very rarely regional leaders do that. Bal Thackeray, when he passed away, there was a succession battle which took place. We know what's happening in ADMK. DMK is
sorted.
DMK is completely sorted.
Yeah.
But
so
till end
sorted.
Karunanidhi was the leader. Till end Karunanidhi was the leader. But he is trying to do it within his lifetime in the sense that till he's sane enough to have a control over politics. So that makes this succession suspense very, very riveting. The larger question is what will Mr. Pawar do, because people in Indian politics don't retire, they don't quit. they go away one day. They go away one day. Very few people do so. I think examples of our first president Rajendra Babu is a finest example, where after serving 2 consecutive terms he retired and went to Bapu's ashram in Patna, and he stayed there in that 2-room thing. So very few people do that. So my point is, what will Mr. Pawar do? I think Mr. Pawar will have lot of things to do. Mr. Pawar can play a bigger role with Sonia in the UPA.
That's what I wanted to ask. this balancing act, Brijesh Pandey, which requires an acumen, which goes beyond you being a regional leader. I am speaking in the context of Mr. Ajit Pawar, to be able to balance this behemoth that is the Congress party, because Sharad Pawar has the experience, right? I mean, he came out of it. But do you think Ajit Pawar will have, there are the Thakres, there is, you know, Sonia Gandhi. I mean, Maharashtra is a very, very big landscape. Do you think too early for Ajit to kind of manage all these things?
I don't think Ajit Pawar is going to face much of a problem. See, because a lot of equations have changed. Shiv Sena is not what Shiv Sena used to be.
Yeah.
Congress is not what Congress used to be. Right now, in the state of Maharashtra, Ajit Pawar is a bigger player than both Shiv Sena and Congress combined. So, Ajit Pawar is not going to face much of a problem dealing with that. I think, you know, national level politics, maybe he can feel slightly out of touch because he has never aspired to be. Anybody, you know, you ask anybody from Maharashtra, his heart lies in politics of Maharashtra. He is least concerned about, you know, what is happening in Delhi, what kind of, you know, equations are being put through. I think Sharad Pawar, see, you have to understand that Sharad Pawar is a very, very shrewd and pragmatic leader. You know, we cannot assume that, you know, that he'll only go or want to go to Congress way. You know, and the thing is that, you know, as many have been speculating that, you know, this power, relinquishing of power and dividing it between daughter and nephew is also an act of egging on Ajit Pawar, that if you want to go and join hands with BJP, I won't have any reservations. Because, you know, see, the point is that if you analyze the broader picture, Congress coming back to power or being in the pole position is very unlikely.
Yeah, it is.
You know, you may like BJP,
Yeah,
you
sure.
may not like BJP.
But electorally,
but electorally, going by the
absolutely.
numbers and
No
all, and
two
going
ways.
by the way Congress is performing and hitting themselves in the foot.
Yeah.
So, you know, that is the reason.
But that's very interesting what you say. Kartikeya, do you concur? I mean, in case Ajit Pawar, I mean Sharad Pawar, of course it's in the realm of speculation right now. But if he says that Ajit Pawar, if you want to unhook and go and join hands with the BJP, maybe I will not have a problem with it.
I would say that it entirely depends on the situation. For example, if Ajit Pawar changed the goalpost, then it's a different thing. Ajit Pawar has already done it once. So it entirely is now incumbent on what Ajit Pawar does, because, you know, Supriya Sule is the national president. Then she is the national president. She, you know, she can take calls in context of larger alliances. Ultimately, Maharashtra matters. Ultimately, it matters Ajit Pawar किसके साथ alliance करते हैं, सिर्फ कांग्रेस के साथ रहेंगे या महागाड़ी बनाएंगे. Ajit Pawar will different layers of politics in Maharashtra. So he is the real player. Ab Supriya Sule can have her views. So ultimately, the politics in Mumbai will decide how Supriya Sule does it.
Supriya Sule, I'm sorry to put it a very this way, but I think she's just going to be the cosmetic face of NCP in the state of in Delhi circuit. It's a real power will be wielded by Ajit Pawar, and I think this division has taken place. You know, if this would not have taken place, and you see, if you remember, you know, we were discussing this when this was all the drama was going on.
Yes, true.
You know, Ajit Pawar went up and said, like, Supriya, you're not going to say anything. Your elder brother is speaking. So this command.
And she is also very reverential.
Yes,
Dada,
the command, Dada and all.
hear. Yeah.
So everybody knows, you know, post Sharad Pawar where the power flows and all.
Yes.
And the second thing is that, you know, we also have to understand, you know, we can speak from the perspective of NCP, but if you look at the perspective of the BJP, you know, right now the biggest challenge for the BJP is to weaken the Mahavikas Aghadi and then break the faction. For that, they will be willing to accommodate Ajit Pawar to any level, because for them winning 2024 supersedes any other subsidiary ambitions, be it of Devendra Fadnavis or Eknath Shinde or anybody in the party. For them, winning 2024 general election trumps everything other feeling, aspirations, ambitions.
Which is very interesting.
And if Ajit Pawar is one person who can swing the entire thing his way.
Right, and these are the live visuals that we are getting. Sharad Pawar yet again with his cadre. Pawar being surrounded by the cadre, and the cadre in one way or the other trying to coerce him to take back his resignation. Yeah, which he had said that I'm now old and the decision will be given in 2 days' time. As of now, patiently listening to his cadre, Sharad Pawar there, who resigned as the chief of NCP.
सगळ्या महिला, सगळे तरुण इथं 30 दिवसापासून आहोत आणि आमची
And meanwhile, let's take a look at Sharad Pawar's journey. Of course, he's been known to keep everybody guessing on his next political move, at it's shown almost 72 hours later. Here is a look at his life and politics.
Backstabbing is the khasiyat of Sharad Pawar politics.
We all call him the walking, talking encyclopedia. Nobody has been able to actually frame Pawar.
और ये शरद पवार की भूमिका नहीं निभा रहे, ये ललिता पवार की भूमिका निभा रहे।
Pawar came into politics just ahead of Maharashtra coming into being, 59-60 onward. So still he is relevant. And the importance of Pawar is that he is never out of use, you know, the expiry date kind of a thing. You know, he's always contemporary. He's always on the move. He tries to understand. He's not like other politicians who think they have arrived, you know. So this is the beauty of Pawar, and he's one of the most hard-working politicians. We all call him the walking, talking encyclopedia. When I think I'm going to go and discuss something which is probably new for him, I get a rude shock because he knows more than me. It starts with 1978 when he backstab. Backstab was the word used by then, you know. I mean, since then it started sticking to him. Vasant Dada Patil government, he was part of it. And the blessing for that, I mean, it came after that. It's been reported also, widely written also about Yashwantrao Chauhan's idea basically to dislodge the government. But the actual action of dislodging was led by Mr. Pawar.
Backstabbing is the khasiyat of Sharad Pawar politics. It is always better for his political discourse, political suitability to work with Uddhav Thackeray. Uddhav Thackeray was just puppet of NCP and Congress.
There has been consistent effort, concerted effort to frame Pawar into certain color. It started with 1992-93 onwards. So there is so much of media creation about Pawar's so-called untrustworthy or not trustworthy image.
The most consistent feature of the Maratha strongman style of politics is his unpredictability. Pawar likes to keep his adversaries as well as his confidants guessing. This has ensured his political longevity. He has also outwitted those who call him a regional leader and stayed relevant in national politics.
Despite having political rivals, political challengers at different political places, nobody has been able to actually frame Pawar.
He was never a relevant politician at India level, all India level. He remained Maharashtra level politician, but it is very unfortunate and sad on part of Sharad Pawar. Because of his policies, casteist politics, now he not only remained as a even Maharashtra politician, he now became leader of one caste.
If there is one leader who stands tall and who everybody feels like going and confiding in, and here I'm not talking about my party, I'm talking about parties all across the country. There are now second generation regional leaders in quite a few states. Their fathers would do it, the sons are doing it. They all feel like coming across and comforting themselves by sharing whatever is weighing on their mind, by sitting and talking to Pawar side. So if he was not trustworthy, would that have come about?
तुम्हाला लगेच त्याच्यानंतर माझं लक्षात आलं की तुम्ही काय फक्त मुंबईत आला असं नाही,
संपूर्ण महाराष्ट्र
महाराष्ट्राच्या अनेक जिल्ह्यात आलेला आणि तुम्ही तुमच्या काही भूमिकेच्यासाठी अत्यंत अभिनय जो काही निर्णय मी घेतला तो पक्षाच्या भवितव्याच्यासाठी घेतला. उद्याचं पक्षाचं काम कसं चालावं आणि आम्ही लोक जोपर्यंत भक्कम होणार त्यांच्या मागावर त्यामधून नवीन नेतृत्व हे शक्तिशाली करावं हा त्याच्या पाठीमागचा हेतू होता. ही गोष्ट खरी आहे की असे निर्णय घेताना सहकार्यांच्यावर विचार करण्याची आवश्यकता असते. मी त्याचा विचार केला, पण मला एक खात्री होती की मी तुम्हाला लोकांशी चर्चा केली असती तर तुम्ही मला कधी होय म्हणणार नसता.
साहेब पण विनंती सर.
साहेब आपण तरुण आहात,
आणि त्यामुळे तुम्हाला विश्वासात घेऊन निर्णय घ्यायची आवश्यकता होती की त्यावेळेला माझ्याकडे घेतली गेली नाही. तर त्याचा हेतू काय होता हा मी तुम्हाला सांगितला. आता हा जो निर्णय घेतला आहे त्याच्यासाठी महाराष्ट्राच्या बाहेरनं सुद्धा अनेक तुमचे सहकारी अधिकारी आले. माझ्याशी उद्या त्यांना बोलायचं आहे. माझी त्यांची बैठक उद्या संध्याकाळपर्यंत होईल.